Hello and welcome to another firefly beading tutorial. In this video I'm going to show you how I create a hidden knot coil to finish off leather cord. I've got 2mm leather cord right here, and then I've got two 8-inch pieces of 3-ply wax linen. You can use 3 or 4-ply wax linen. And I've got a little clasp here. The first thing I'm going to do is kind of slip on my clasp, and I'm going to fold back a little tail. And I'm going to kind of work this leather to make it a little bit more malleable because it's a little bit stiff. It's been on the coil. I'm paying attention because I'm using a scrap piece of leather here and I want it to be a certain length. So I'm making sure that this is about half an inch long. So about an inch in all, but about half an inch long. Whoa, I just hit this camera. Sorry about that, guys. Let me fix this. Okay. So I'm just going to take one piece of my Irish wax linen, and again, this is a 3-ply. I will list everything in the description below, but I'm just going to put a little loop at the end here. So I'm going to have a long tail and I'm going to have a shorter tail. I'm going to make that a little bit shorter, actually. So I've got my little loop, and I'm going to bring it over to where I've got my clasp here. And I'm going to try to pinch everything tightly here using my left hand. It takes a little bit to try to make this work, but basically you want your long tail on the bottom and your short tail on top, and you're going to wrap up and around. So all I'm doing is taking my long tail and wrapping in a coil, and I want my coils tight, and I want them going down towards my loop, so away from my clasp. I'm just coiling everything pretty tight and down, not overlapping anything. Once I get to the end, I can see my loop here, so I want a nice big loop to see. And I'm going to take my tail that I've been coiling, and I'm going to put it through that loop. And then I'm going to gently pull on the other side and pull back and forth. So pull this side, then pull that side. Pull this side, then pull that side. And slowly you'll start to see this knot forming right here. I'm just going to keep pulling this, and then I'm going to pull it and kind of slide that knot up inside these coils. And then I'm going to pull on both tails to tighten everything up. When you're ready, you can snip off these tails. And that's it. So you've just hidden your knot inside the coil. Now it should be good, nice and tight, but if you want to, you can add a dab of glue inside. I'm using the hypo cement here because it's got a little needle on it, and I can stick the needle inside of my coil here and squeeze some glue out inside of there. But again, this is tight enough that you really don't need the glue if you did it correctly. And then I'm just going to cut off a little tail here. So just a little nub sticking out. It should look like this. So now I'm going to go over to the other side and work it in. And I want this to be a 16-inch necklace, so I'm going to measure my cord. And again, like I said, this was a scrap cord I had, so I had to be careful how I do my loops on the end, that I have enough room, but I want it to be 16 inches. So I'm going to place my clasp and bend the leather where that 16-inch mark is. And again, you're going to work the leather so that it bends here, makes a nice little crease. And when you've worked it and you're ready, you can take your last piece here of wax linen, and again, we're going to create a little loop on one side. So here's the loop. We're going to kind of pinch everything here. And I've got my short tail on top and my long tail on the bottom here. I'm going to curl around, but actually, let me see. I'm going to scooch this up just a little bit. All right, there we go. Okay. So again, I'm going to take this long tail here, here's a close-up, and I'm just wrapping it around. You see how I'm pulling everything tight. And so I did that first initial wrap, and now I'm just going to coil on down. Make sure everything stays out of the way. You also want to make sure that your leather inside is parallel, so like train tracks in a tunnel. You're going to keep coiling down, and I want to make this about the same length as my other coil. So just keep on coming down. And let's check this length again with this wrap. So I think we're good to stop right here. Okay, so again, I'm going to bring up my loop, and I'm going to take my working thread and put it through the loop. Then again, very gently pull this side, and you'll see everything move in. There's that knot. So pull everything back and forth and then pull that knot up inside of the wrap. You can sometimes feel it go in there, and that's what I'm trying to feel for. You won't feel it every time. But if you do, then you then want to pull both sides kind of tight, make sure everything is cinched up, and then you're ready to cut off your tail. And again, you could put a dab of glue inside, but like I said, you really don't need it if you've done this tight enough. And when you're ready, you can just cut off this long tail here so that there's a little nub right there. And that's pretty much it. And this is a pretty strong, durable method here. This bracelet right here that I made, I wear in the shower, in the pool, whatever, and it's lasted this long. So I hope this method helps you with finishing off your pieces. If you like what you saw here, please hit like or subscribe to our channel to learn more beading tips like this. Happy beading from us at Firefly.